Erick, look at this. This is a doorway into a public building at the edge of Magdala, which proved to be the ancient synagogue. It's actually off limits for visitors, but we got the approval. Watch. Okay, I'm putting my leg maybe at the very spot where Jesus put his leg when he visited Magdala and entered the synagogue of the city.
Danny, it's hard to take it all in. Wow, where we are walking right now, let me just gather myself and take a look at this amazing archaeological discovery. Not only archaeology, this is spiritual, this is God Almighty. As you said, Jesus himself very, very likely walked where we are walking right now. As a follower of Jesus, what a thrill.
Yes, this is really amazing, mind-boggling.
And a privilege.
And at the first, you have here a courtyard with a place where people could sit. Maybe this was a study room for children.
Sure.
Okay, maybe they sat around this stone where Torah scrolls were read and taught to the young kids. The adults would assemble at the main hall over here, which is set as almost a square shape, rows of benches around the middle. Okay, some of the benches leaning against the walls, which are plastered and painted. This was a public ornate building, and in the
Pretty large as well.
yes, pretty large for the size of the town. And in the middle, a mysterious stone.
Now, this was one of the big discoveries inside the synagogue. Amazing. Tell us about this.
This is still a big mystery.
Yeah.
We still don't know for sure what all of these symbols represented. The only thing we can identify with clarity is the menorah. What are the other symbols, however? It's a big mystery.
Yeah.
This is called a Rosetta design. By the way, the whole stone is a replica, needless to say. The original is so precious, it's kept in a safe place. Not only do we not understand the decoration completely, but also the function. Why would an ornate stone like this be placed here in the middle of the synagogue? It has also these knobs, which kind of hint to the horns of the altar in the temple, maybe. Only one archaeologist so far has suggested a possible use of this, and that it was a base for a pedestal, meaning this is where they read the Torah, which
Makes
we
sense.
know is what they did some 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's sit for a minute and think about this. Okay, you are seated now on the 2,000-year-old sitting arrangement of an ancient synagogue here in the Galilee. The Torah would be taken out of the ark and someone would be reading it here to the audience. The building, being a public building, was nicely built, very ornate. Not only was it plastered, but there's strong colors. Even on the columns here, Erick.
Yeah. Very well preserved.
Look
by
at
the
that
way.
strong red color.
Sure.
Lasting to this day. The floors, in some cases, were with mosaic.
Yeah, and also
Interesting
well
designs.
preserved. 2,000 years old, but
Okay, and it's really a rare find from that time frame. Magdala did not continue to exist after the first century, so this is 2,000 years old, guaranteed by carbon-14, by historical and archaeological information. How many synagogues do we have from that time frame? I took you to the one in Masada. We filmed also the one in Herodium. There are two more, only two more. Okay?
so this is one of roughly 5 synagogues from this time period, 1st century AD, 2,000 years ago, Danny, the time of Jesus.
Yes, and that's the most amazing part in this discovery of this synagogue, the possibility that this is the very place where maybe Mary Magdalene attended services. Okay, imagine yourself seated where she sat when a guy from a neighboring village by the name of Capernaum comes for a visit. He enters the synagogue, he reads from the Torah, he preaches, he presents his own belief that he is the one. He is the Messiah, fulfilling all the biblical prophecies expressed in the books of the prophets. And what she hears gets her so excited, she will follow him from this time on.
And that man was named Yeshua, Jesus.
Jesus of Nazareth.
Danny, you mentioned that it was only around after the 1st century. Magdala was not around anymore. It ceased to exist as a thriving city on the shores of the Sea of Galilee.
Yes,
What happened?
that's also an interesting point. Unlike Capernaum, unlike Tiberias, unlike Nazareth, many other places that continued to be inhabited, even thrived in later periods, Magdala was knocked down by the Romans and never settled again. When archaeologists came here, there was actually debris covering everything, and that's why we had no clue that there's a synagogue here.
But there's some signs still of life here and the destruction, right?
Yes, besides in the synagogue, we have daily life evidence of shopping, getting fresh fish, and also Jews living and purifying themselves in purifying facilities that still get filled with water.
Can we take a look?
Yes, that's pretty amazing.
I'm reluctant to leave this amazing place, but Danny, some more good stuff coming here at Magdala.